What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host Josh, and we are here to break down the game we just watched between Haiti and Canada in the second round, first leg of World Cup qualifications for the CONCACAF. So, you guys know the series round here. You guys honestly did very well. Very well in the first takeaways we did. It's a series that we did when we do our Dortmund games. It was a series that I wanted to introduce into the Canadian games. You guys seem to really like it, so I mean, let me know in the comments if you still want me to continue doing it. Drop a like if you guys are new around here, subscribe as well. But let's get into it. We're going to take 5 takeaways of the game that we just saw in the 1-0 victory for Canada, and we'll just get right into it. So the first takeaway I took was the conditions. So going into this game, we knew the fact that it was going to be tough. It was going to be a tough atmosphere to get into. It was going to be a tough Haiti team, very defensive, and it was going to be a tough one to break down. And the pitch was atrocious. The game was ugly. It was so unappealing on the eyes. I don't think anyone can disagree with that. And it had a toll on the players. The players didn't look anything like they were when they were playing in the previous games. And it was kind of concerning. You didn't know which way this tie was going to go. Haiti had a few chances. In my opinion, some of the chances weren't even quite as good as the Suriname chances, but they were definitely in the match, and they really kept Canada at bay. Bigger thing is, though, in these conditions, we were still able to find a way to get a result. A lot of you guys said it was a poor result, but arguably going away to Haiti in this condition, in this atmosphere, and being able to pick up a result like the one we had and taking a 1-0 victory back for the second leg is massive. If we would have won the first game 1-0 in Canada and went to Haiti, totally different, but this one is not a bad result. And considering the conditions, considering the pitch, taking all those factors, the humidity into consideration, Canadians did relatively average, but tipped it by getting that result. Our second takeaway, we're going to take a look at a very lackluster attack. And we talked about the likes of Alphonso Davies, Jonathan David, Kyle Larin being able to just be the best 3 in CONCACAF. Really, I mean, they have that argument. They have that pedigree around them. And Davies honestly, he had a disaster class today. It was not the Alphonso Davies we're used to. He was so frustrated and so out of sorts out on that left-hand side. It was incredible. I've seen him have so many good games over the years, and he's done so well playing for Canada pretty much his entirety of his career, even in the previous qualification games. This one was not for him. If you watch that Suriname game, you know the way that it went. It went to pretty much Jonathan David. Any player in that midfield looked for those overlapping runs. They searched out, they picked out Alphonso Davies, and that's where you're going to see him at his most dangerous. Running at the defense, taking them on, and he's usually relatively good at that. To skip by a player for Davies is absolutely nothing. This game, I couldn't count on all my hands on my toes of how many times he gave the ball away, because he was trying to take on players at the wrong time, losing it. He was losing passes. He was slipping on the pitch. He looked completely out of sorts. And I'm not trying to take a shot of Alphonso. I'm just trying to break down if something was off for him today. And when you know how important he is to this national team and how a lot of the things that we do successfully flow through him, when he's having a game, when it's just an off night, whether it was the pitch, humidity, whatever it was an off night for him. And it showed, because the attack from him led to nothing. Jonathan David was very quiet as well. Larin was, in my opinion, a little bit better than he was in the Suriname game. He obviously got the goal, and funny enough, the one goal of the game came from the right-hand side through a cross. Poor defending, poor goalkeeping, found Larin for a tap-in. But all in all, the front 3 were quiet, but the biggest thing was that Davies had an off night. He was relatively poor, and with that, you saw nothing was really done. My third takeaway is taking a look at John Herdman. A lot of you guys in the chat were defending him. A lot were taking shots at him. I was somewhere in the middle. I've been impressed with what John Herdman can do. We do question some of the tactical decisions that he made. Most of the game he played today in a 3-5-2, switched it late into the 3-4-3. I don't know if he got his tactics spot on today. There seemed a little bit of non-cohesiveness when it came to the group today, and knowing the fact how successful it is to run down the flanks with the wing backs we have was not working today. Didn't seem like a lot was addressed. The ball was not played through the middle, in my opinion, and it was just kind of a repeat of decision making to get the ball to Davies and then him losing it. And I felt like he should have maybe addressed that a little bit earlier, tried to figure something up. Nonetheless, we were pretty decent at defense. I had no issues with the way that we defended. It was vitally important that we were able to get a result, especially a 1-0 win, seeing the way that the game go. But I still think he should have done something earlier on in the game to be able to alter the way that the game was going, so we were able to get a little bit more out of it and not constantly see Davies lose the ball the way that he did. My fourth takeaway is looking a little bit more of the positive note, and that is taking a look at Borjan, because I was very impressed with the way that he was in goal. He made some decent saves. He seemed relatively commanding. He was able to calm the back four down, and I feel like when it came to this kind of game and knowing that the pressure we were under to get a result, the heat takes its toll on the minds of the players. He always was sharp. Haiti had a lot of corner opportunities, had a lot of set piece opportunities. You had to be able to line your back five up. You had to be able to get your players into position, and you had to be able to come in for comfortable takes. And he looked convincingly through and through. This one is producer T's giveaway because he was very spot on in the way that he was a commanding keeper in his net, and it's something that you need to settle the nerves, settle the frustrations, and get this team to where they needed to be, which ultimately was a clean sheet, which is another one to add on to the tab for Borussia and this team. Impressive, and be able to take a 1-0 result into the final game, which is my 5th takeaway. And that is the fact that we were able to get it over the line. Ugly, but we were able to get it over the line. And we got to take this and maybe do something a little bit differently in that second leg. The first leg, again, very frustrated the way that the team played. I don't think anyone really enjoyed themselves out there. A lot of the supporters and viewers that we were talking today knew that it was going to be an ugly type of match, but we did get it over the line, guys, and it's showing still the quality that we have. This Haiti team is hard to break down. It can be frustrating. We got the result we need, but we had to make a little bit of changes and make the tactical decisions to be able to kind of balance out this Haiti attack, because the wingback situation was not working. I think arguably in a game like this, the 4-3-3 might be something we need to look for the next game. Get Davies up the pitch a little bit more. Maybe have Adekubi out there at left back, balance it out a little bit. But the wingback situation was not easy to play, and it's something that John Herman's definitely have to take into consideration, knowing that he's got that lead to bring into that second leg. And it will be very interesting to see if he can hopefully hold on to it and get us into the final 8 where we absolutely need to be. But again, when you need to be lucky, not saying that this game was luck, but it's the fact that we were still able to walk out with not only a draw, but a victory away from home, speaks volumes to the character of this team, speaks volumes to the quality. We need a better result, second leg, no doubt about it, but we got what we needed. We're going back home, second leg, and I'm excited for it. So that was a big result, guys. Picked up the 1-0 victory. Let me know in the comments what your guys' biggest takeaway was, because I'm sure there was a lot of them. A lot of them we would like to touch into, but let's have a comment. Let's talk about it in the comment section, because there should be a lot of good pieces you guys were talking to me about with. But those are my 5 kind of up there takeaways. Ugly game, nonetheless. Davies needs to be better to be able to get this team flowing the way that they do, especially in the attack. But we got the result. Huge result, guys. You guys were absolutely fantastic in the stream. Much love on the support. Hopefully we guys see you guys a little bit more for the 5 takeaways, and as well as, of course, the second leg. So much love, my friends. We'll talk to you soon, and take care.